Hey everyone, welcome to F9 Gaming, and this week we break down our top 5 video games from the 1980s that we still love to play today. Let's get straight into it and starting at number 5 with the arcade classic Donkey Kong. Featuring Mario, also known as Jumpman, battling against the ape to rescue his beloved Pauline, who recently returned to the fold as mayor of New Donk City in Super Mario Odyssey. The game was a massive success and was followed up by two sequels in 1982 and 1983. And following the launch of the Nintendo Entertainment System, the game was ported from arcades to home consoles for the first time. It has since been ported to nearly every single Nintendo console, and it has grossed $4.4 billion across various formats, making it one of the highest grossing games of all time. Up next in the number 4 slot is PacMan. Another arcade staple, first released in 1980, this game has also found its way across to nearly every home console launched since. The game has launched many follow-ups, but it's the original 1980s version that is still so simple and basic, but yet so compelling to play. There is currently a Battle Royale version, PacMan 99, available to play for Nintendo Switch Online subscribers, and that offers an online multiplayer version against 98 other players, but it's still the original single-player version here that holds up against the test of time and is always worth a play, whether at home or at the seaside amusements. Racing into number 3 is a non-Nintendo entry. Sega released Outrun in 1986 and it was an instant hit. Outrun is a 3D driving video game in which the player controls a Ferrari Testarossa convertible from a third-person rear perspective. Featuring spine-tingling turns and shocking crashes, this game is still as addictive now as it was nearly 40 years ago with a synth-tastic soundtrack. The game is often featured in lists of the greatest games of all time, and its influences are still felt to this day, particularly within indie games where the retro style is thriving almost as much as it did back in the 80s. Dropping into the number 2 position is the classic puzzler Tetris. This game is one of the best-selling games of all time, and it has inspired a 2023 movie of the same name that we have reviewed, so take a look using the link that's on the screen now, or you can find the link in the description below. The release of Tetris on the Game Boy helped project both the game and the handheld system into the Western world and has gone on to sell close to 150 million copies so far. Again, Nintendo players can enjoy a Battle Royale version of this game, Tetris 99, on the Nintendo Switch Online service. And of course, in at number 1, as if it would be anything else, it's the super plumber himself, Super Mario Bros. 3. The third game in the Mario series set the standard that is expected of modern platform games to this day. From the different endings, world maps and bright vivid colours, there isn't anything new that can be said about this game. Super Mario Bros. 3 is probably the greatest and most important video game ever made. Originally released in Japan in 1988, the game has been ported to practically every single Nintendo console since its initial release, and over 30 years later, this game stands, in my opinion, as the greatest game from the 1980s and is worth a replay over and over and over again. But that about wraps it up for this week's video, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please come back next week where we will break down 5 games from the 90s that have stood the test of time and are still awesome to play today. Please make sure to hit that subscription button and the notification bell so you do not miss out on that video. But that is all from me. My name is James. Thank you for watching and we shall see you next time.